Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., and Shopify's the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/start selling, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/start selling now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/start selling.
Hey everyone, it's Joe. A little brief introduction. This is the first episode of the most recent season of The Tea that you're going to listen to. I happened to listen to it recently because someone mentioned it, and I was like, I have a really horrible memory. So I was like, this is a really funny show. So when I hear myself months and months later, I always think, I think I'm listening to somebody else. I never think of it as me. And same thing with Lauri and Jay. Like I hear The Tea months later, I feel like I'm listening to three friends or a show that has three friends on it. Anyway, I think it's a very funny episode. And for the next couple of weeks until Global All-Stars comes out, we are going to be giving you some episodes of The Tea, so that I'm trying to encourage people to go over to The Tea. You can find The Tea, by the way, if you like this episode, you can find it everywhere on any podcast feed that you want. The entire run of the show is there. If you want bonus episodes, those are on Patreon. And speaking, because there was a bunch of bonus episodes, and all bonus episodes of The Tea, including a secret season, an unreleased season, is all over at patreon.com in a folder specifically for the bonus material for The Tea. And speaking of Patreon, over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia, well, because they already heard The Tea, so what are they getting? They are getting, so this is, if you're interested in this is a special series. It's only running on Patreon. Myself and the other hosts, we have gotten together and we've made episodes where we discuss songs that should have been lip syncs or should be lip syncs on RuPaul's Drag Race. Just did one with Taylor, and we're gonna do them with all the hosts, and that's gonna be running until Global All Stars comes back. So there's a lot of exclusive content over at Patreon, and this is available at the premium level and above over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Once again, they're getting whole separate exclusive content to themselves, but you guys are getting this bonus episode, a very funny episode. You'll get other select episodes until Global All-Stars, but enjoy season 6, episode 1 of The Tea from January, I believe 25th, 2024, something like that. Every 6 months, Jay Ellis comes out from the crypt, and what do we get? Another 6 months of The Tea. Hello everybody. Welcome to The Tea. Season 6, I believe this is. Season 6 or 7. Of The Tea, episode 1. Our very own Persephone is with us. 6 months in Hades, and then 6 months here on Earth. It's the one, the only Mr. Jay Ellis. Hello, Jay. How are you?
I look like the Crypt Keeper. That's all I could think of for this whole time when you said out from the crypt.
Where is that from again?
Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee
Friday,
Curtis.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
Good to be back.
And from West Los Angeles, a place I never go, it's the one, the only, the goddess of glitz, glamour, goth, gossip, and gore herself, Miss Laurian K. Roggenkamp. Hello, Laurian.
Yeah, Joe is refusing to go until we move to our apartment until we move, and starts furious about it.
Wait,
So-
I just remembered, Lauri, I remembered another story I gotta put in here.
Are you guys considering moving?
Not right now. No, we're possibly. It's one of the things we'll talk about, but we're gonna after the wedding we want to save up and move to a bigger place. Yeah. But I wish somebody would have told me this was live and I could have put my hair down, so you guys can see that I dyed my hair purple. You can kind of see it right here. Yeah.
Well, how would your
can't
hair
really
being
see it
down
right
have
now.
shown us this?
Because it's the
And
down
also,
part.
what's preventing your hair from being down now? Is it like...
Because it's messy.
She's going to take off her glasses and undo her ponytail and
Yeah,
just...
she's gonna be like, and all of a sudden she's gonna become like, like Anne Hathaway or something like that, like a different person.
Yes. Yeah, guys, I've really been Anne Hathaway this whole time.
Can you imagine if Lauri took off the glasses and like shook her hair out, and Anne Hathaway was all of a sudden standing there?
Do you notice that we've had like a real roller coaster with Anne Hathaway where we all loved her, and then like Devil Wears Prada era, and then she like sunk herself with her speech for Les Miserables when she won the Oscar, and now slowly she's getting back the gays, like just like click click click.
Yeah,
like,
the gays were really loving her and Eileen.
what does she lean on?
Women.
Yeah.
Have you guys missed this kind of jokes on the TV?
Yeah. By the way, this is what everybody, and I love
We've
to,
missed
and I've never.
We've missed jokes. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that. Lauri calls me the other day, and she's like, "I'm really worried about Nathan. I think he's depressed."
Oh, yeah.
And and I go, "Why?" She goes, "Is he okay? Did he tell you something off the air?" And I go, "No, he didn't tell me anything." She goes, "Well, I'll let you tell me, Lauri. Say it, Lauri. What you said."
He just sounded so down. Like it literally was like there's a video of this guy who this is a crime thing, but he murdered his downstairs neighbor.
Oh, yes.
And dumped her body in a dumpster and thought that he committed the perfect crime, and found out that they had found the body. And
on air.
And he does this interview where he literally, like, the police officers are asking questions and he's just so out of it. He just answers like, did you ever talk to, like, let's say her name was Susan. Did you ever talk to Susan? No. Did you guys ever have like lunch together? No. And that was literally Nathan talking about this cruise. And Joe was like, did you have fun? Yes. I was just like, what happened, Nathan? Like,
do we think Argyle is Argyle in a dump? Oh.
I know. You can hear me working hard. You can hear every sweat on my brow because I'm like, all right, Nathan, you want a cruise?
Yeah.
What's going on? Not much.
And then Joe, like, literally, this was like one of those improv things where like your partner's giving you nothing, so you're just like, all right, well, I'm going to do the thing that I was thinking of, but it's not good.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to do it because it's better than nothing. And he goes, all right, well, let me tell you about a dream I had.
I think Nathan might just be out to the open waters. Maybe his brain is still on those cruises. I think he's booking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, look, it's an exhausting schedule.
Let me just say this. It is. And let me just, this Ariana Grande song came out.
Yes.
And I tried to give a hint to Nathan, have you listened to this new Ariana Grande song? Even then he was like, no, or but, and then he just changed the subject. That's how much he doesn't get it. He's like, I don't understand the song. What's it about? Anyway, it's been 6 months. I know Jay. I want everyone to know for the first time, because there's been so much has happened since our joint episode, that like I have a whole list of notes that I met with Lauri yesterday. All the Lauri stories. These are only Lauri stories.
Lauri pre-production.
Yeah, Lauri pre-production. And but let's start with Jay, because I don't want it to overtake Lauri's stories. I know Jay has all these crazy stories he wants to tell of all the time that's been going on.
I don't know if it's crazy. When did I last? I need like a previously on the tea.
But there was a thing where you were like, I have a question for you guys, but I'm gonna wait until the tea comes back.
You went to San Francisco, right?
You went to San Francisco.
I did go to San Francisco. I don't remember the question. Maybe I wrote it in my thing
Did
notes.
you try the rickshaws? Did you go on any rickshaws?
Was Duck with you?
We saw a man crying in the street attached to his thing, but we didn't.
Still?
Yeah. We don't know what happened.
That was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
He's still there, Lauri. I don't know what to tell you. You really scarred him.
Yeah.
I'll start with my San Francisco. So after we talked last time on like the crossover episode, Paul and I, we both have the week off always after Christmas until New Year's. Like we both get that vacation time. And we were looking for something that we could do. Yeah, it's nice. And this is actually very reminiscent of my first episode back from last time. This is when we went to Vegas and had that incident at the Flamingo.
Oh, was that a year ago?
That was a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, so this time we said, fuck Vegas, we're not going there.
For people who are new this season, people were fighting in the hallway, and Jay opened the door and was like, you better go back to your room.
No, it was more of, I called, I can't even get into that thing.
It was a guy
I'm recording you.
I was recording.
A guy was being violent towards his girlfriend, and Jay stepped in, and then the security basically was like, why are you getting involved? This doesn't concern you.
Yeah, and I said, I told him, I'm like, I am seriously the last thing of your problems. Like, talk to the people who are physically fighting each other. So we had a much more enjoyable time. We went up to San Francisco, and we ended up going for 4 nights, 4 nights, 5 days, and just, we had both been to the city before, but we figured it was close enough to feel like we could get there in a day, and we ended up flying, which that flight is fantastic. It's like an hour from LA to San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, it's an amazing flight, yeah.
Yeah, I've always driven, so I'm like converted now. I know that it's not great for the...
I have like a weird thing where I can't take... If a flight is less than 3 hours, I can't do it. I have to drive.
Laura, I think we established that you just don't like to fly.
But I can't take short flights. It freaks me out.
But then didn't you just recently say you can't do long flights?
No, I can do long flights.
What is the ideal length of flight for you?
Yeah, like a New York flight? It's 5.5.
Like 4 or 5 hours. That's a good flight.
So you're not, I mean, you could barely get to Hawaii. And if that, you have to stretch that by like an hour. So you're really staying in the U.S.
I'm fine with longer flights as long as I can like lay down and sleep.
Do you pay for the upgrade?
Can you lay down, Lauri? What flight is that?
I took a flight home from London, and we got to upgrade where it wasn't a first class upgrade, but we upgraded where we essentially bought the row. So my mom bought the row, and then we could turn it into a bed. So we both turned our rows into beds. So we slept. That's how we slept there. So that was nice.
I've had something similar.
Imagine you're working on the airline. You're like a steward or stewardess, a flight attendant. And you're walking up into the aisle, and then Lauri and her mom are just splayed out on the row.
Now, did you take off your pants for the flight? Because I know that's not
really... Good question,
really...
Jay. Good question.
No.
I know it's unhygienic otherwise.
Because I'm a human being, and I know that I can't take my pants off.
Will you take your shoes off on a flight?
No. I won't take any clothes off on a flight.
Please?
No.
Okay, so Jay, go ahead. You were in San Francisco.
Yeah, we went to San Francisco. Oh shit! I just shrunk you guys. Oh, that works. Okay. So we went up there, and we had both been there before, so we didn't need to do anything touristy. We just wanted to like go visit the city. And I have 2 friends from high school who live there, but it turned out that they were coming home back to. They were going to the Inland Empire for the holidays as I was going up to San Francisco. So that was completely scrapped. But we were able to meet up with Mike Lawson one of the nights, and it was a fantastic. I told Joe, it felt like a first date. Like it was cool because we knew enough about each other to like have a good conversation, but we were still learning about each other. And Mike is great. I know like everybody at the Afterthought Productions behind the scenes. I think like who all knows him in person? Just you and Christian.
Well, Christian met him.
Christian and Taylor.
Taylor's met him too. Okay, so I mean,
and Adam Burns.
You know what his first question was to me, though? Is Lauri really like that?
No.
And I said, yep. Every single beat.
Well, wait, hold on. Let's actually unpack this. I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know or are new or whatever, Mike Lawson is the guy who got me into podcasting. He was a friend of mine, known for years. He was already podcasting. And he said one time, I think you'd be good on podcasts. We should do a podcast together. And we had one for it's like 7 years or something called Catching Up. And it was where Mike and I would call each other every week. And in those 7 years, we never missed a week. So whatever, 7 times 50, 350 some odd episodes we put out of this show. And so now he's always lived in the Bay Area since we started the show. And so he knows Jay a little bit, I guess, through the podcast. And so Jay reached out to him after the last episode. And then, so he was immediately willing to meet you, Jay. This was not even a problem.
No. So the way that we ended up texting before I was going up to San Francisco, and we kind of laid the groundwork of what I guess the Nutcracker was going on at his work. I don't know if can I say where he knows where he works, right? Like he
works for a ballet company.
Okay. So he chatted with me. We were going back and forth and just saying like, look, we're open to breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, whatever we can fit in, like, for your schedule, let us know, because for him he has to work. But we ended up coming up with.
Did he offer you tickets to the Nutcracker?
He did, yeah. He very graciously said, but I politely declined because.
Well, here's the deal, guys. Mike Lawson, listening. I hope you listen. You can't offer Jay anything. Jay will never take anything offered, even if he really wants to go. Even if he and Paul really want to go, the whole thing, their dream was to see the Nutcracker in San Francisco. He would not take the tickets.
I can't.
You know. Okay,
I can't. Okay. No, but I said no, but thank you. But he, after talking to him about it, I do kind of regret not going because the company apparently is very good. Like the dancers and the show is like people look forward to these tickets and whatever. So, but we ended up coming up with a plan where. I don't remember what night it was, but after work, because he works in the city, he offered to pick us up and bring us to. He gave us 3 different options of restaurants, and after looking through the menus, we all agreed that Italian would be good. So he picked us up very nicely.
This Jay is so obsessed with the fact that he's Italian. Everything with Jay.
Scusi, what are you talking about?
Every time I hang out with Jay, he makes me go get gelato with him. In fact, the first time I ever hung out with Jay, what did we go do, Jay?
I don't. Oh, did we go to Salt and Straw?
No, we went and got pizza.
Oh yeah, pizza. the food of my home.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, Italians
tank tops.
Yeah.
He's always.
He always wears those like silly like Pinocchio hats. I don't know what they're called, but like the one that's like a cone.
Yeah, you
with,
nailed
like, the furry thing on top.
That sounds like a clown, like those old timey clowns, like a dunce cap.
Yeah.
I feel like Italian, and I mean, I think everybody can find something at Italian restaurants. If you want like chicken, it's there. Steak, it's there. Pasta, it's there. It's a good choice.
I feel the same. I think Italian and Mexican to me are like the easiest go-tos.
Yeah.
Like you can.
Me and Jay. Yeah.
You can pretty much. Find
well,
whatever
Lauri, that's why you
want.
hang out with us. You're always going to get Italian or Mexican there.
Okay.
Okay.
Go walk through this. Don't be a Nathan here. So he offers you the Italian restaurant. What happens?
Yeah. So Paul and I we were at the MoMA and we just like parked it and we looked through the menus and there was one place that's like very well known for their burritos. Like, those huge Market, is it Market Street? Uh-huh. Mission, whatever.
The Mission style. Yeah.
And it just seems so casual, and it was cash only. We're like, I don't know, like I want to see and visit Mike, so we saw. We'll do a burrito maybe later in the trip, and then the other place was in the Castro, which it felt so far from where he was going to be picking us up from that I was like, and it was a rainy day that day. I was like, I really don't want us to have to deal with all that. And so this Italian place, the menu looked great, the ambiance looked great, and it was like closer to his work. So I did almost send him a text saying, we'll just meet you there. I don't want you to have to come pick us up. But then I was like, I'm not going to change the plan. I'm just going to he offered, I'm going to let him pick us up.
Good for you.
Yeah. I had to fight my instinct of trying to change the plans once again. Okay. So he tells us I'll swing up to the hotel, pick you guys up around 6:30, and then we'll just head down there. And so we see him fly by, and he gives us drive by, and he looks and he's screaming through his window. And
you see him as he's driving by.
And just excited. And then we get in the car and we're just chit-chatting, driving, all this stuff. And it's a 15-minute drive from our hotel to the restaurant. And so we're just basically asking about work. And he's like, I know you work, but I don't know what you do for work. So I'm filling him in what I do. Paul's telling him a little bit about what he does. Paul's chatting Kathy.
Spoke.
Chatting Kathy.
What? This is what makes me think. This is what makes me think it's personal. I think it's personal. I hang out with this Paul. He doesn't say shit. He doesn't say shit.
Yeah. You know what?
I moved on. Remember that?
I've equated this to, I think because Paul and I were both walking into meeting Mike as equals. Like I didn't have a history with Mike. I knew a little bit about Mike, but we were coming into this friendship as like a new person. So there was no like, oh, this is Joe. He does this. This is what he says. He's going to razz you the entire night. Like there was nothing like that.
Yeah. Wait. Magic Castle. I don't even know if I ever talked about this on the air. At the Magic Castle, who tries to sabotage my magic trick? Was it Joe?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Paul was awful. He got a stern talking to that night.
Oh, did he really?
He tried to sabotage a magic trick?
When and Humble Pie was a witness.
Yeah, and Astute
When
Girl.
Humble Pie was at Magic Castle and then Astute Girl and all these afterthoughts were there, I do a magic. And so Paul happens to be right to my right. That's why the only reason I chose him. And I didn't even think about it. And so I do this magic. I never, guys. Well, people, no one here has been to the Magic Castle with me multiple times. Well, Jay has. I never do magic at the Magic Castle. Never. This was a very special thing for the very special Humble Pie. And I go, okay, I'll do some magic, which I never do, ever. And I'm doing like the last trick. And I hand the deck to Paul to do this one trick that he's going to be handling the deck the whole time. And now luckily, I know this trick backwards, forwards, up, down. I know it the way Lauri knows Aunt Kathy's bottom.
Oh my God. Why? What was I doing to you?
And there's no way for me to mess up this trick, and no way for anyone to mess up this trick. But Paul tried to sabotage it, and Jay, I've never seen this. Jay snapped at him a little bit. Like,
you know what?
Like
I'm glad he did. I'm glad he tried to sabotage.
He said he was under direct orders from somebody named the mysterious Mrs. R.
Yeah. Professor L.
Coach R.
Yeah, Coach R. So then, and then Jay was like, Paul. And then Paul was like a little puppy, like he got caught and then he behaved. But anyway, okay, so
but
now
proceeded to do it anyway.
Yeah, he's Chatty Cathy in San Francisco.
I mean, as chatty as Paul goes. So he's talking about his job and as like what the trip's been like so far and how he had been to the exhibit. Because Paul had just gotten back from Miami. He did a solo trip because he had so much accrued vacation time from work that Yeah?
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you think that because you're a basic white guy and Mike's a basic white guy that he had some sort of like innocent little like attraction to Mike?
I could ask.
Well, Mike's a nice looking guy.
Yeah. Are you a basic white guy? I thought you were Italian.
Yeah, I'm very basic.
Well, Italians are white now, Lauri. Don't get me started on that whole sociological speech I can give, but go ahead.
I identify as white, so yeah. So we get to the restaurant and we get sat immediately and we look at the menu and immediately...
Because you're white?
Yeah, there was a line, but weirdly we got whisked away to a table very swiftly.
Yeah, they saw me and they were like, kitchen's in the back, go wash the dishes. Yeah.
So they put us in this area where I can't really describe... Like, imagine the restaurant is a square, right? Like, but there's this tiny little pocket, like a panhandle or something where you could fit a single table. And that's where they put us. So we're kind of off to the side by ourselves, like at this table meant for 4 people, but it's 3 of us. Yeah. So it's important for later. So we get sat down and we're looking over the menu and we're all kind of like, should we just do this like family style? Like we can order a bunch of different stuff and then kind of pick and choose whatever we want. Yeah. And so we talk to our server. She's kind of like giving us the ropes of like, yeah, that would work totally fine for whatever you guys want to do. And so essentially we each pick about one dish that we all saw that was interesting to us. And I think Mike is vegetarian. Is that right?
Yes, he's vegetarian.
Okay, so we all kept that in mind. Paul and I eat chicken. Paul eats everything, but when I eat mostly vegetarian anyway, so it wasn't really an issue. So we all found something that worked for all 3 of us, and we ordered 4 different plates. And they come out, everything's really great. We like all decided that we like a certain dish better than the other ones. But the whole time we're just having great conversation about Mike and his job. We talked a little bit about his boyfriend, who I don't know if he wants his name out there.
He says it, Rishi. He says the boyfriend's name. So yeah.
So Rishi he's like talking about him, how great he is. They cohabitate now, and he's
awesome.
So he moved in. He moved into Rishi's place? I think that's what he was saying. Yeah. And they're happy, and I mean we're just talking stories back and forth about like landlords, differences between LA. I hear a little bit about the past of how you guys met, Joe. I didn't realize that you guys worked at like a tutoring company.
Yeah, the Princeton Review.
Okay, yeah. So I knew that you guys had knew each other, but I for some reason thought it was through Knott's because I knew that Mike worked at Knott's. And I thought maybe you had worked there.
No. They were at Disneyland.
I thought it was through Pride 48. I thought that's how you guys met.
Nope. Actually, none of these stories are true, but people who listen to the expensive tier know the true story. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I'm only getting half the story, I guess.
Yeah.
But then
you got 99% of the story.
Yeah. But he was telling us about the characters that he did at Disney. Anyway, fantastic, great, like I said, great first date with Mike Lawson. It was I would ask for a second date. But he was saying,
hold on. I want to ask you, are you going to get to the Lauri thing again?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that was during the dinner. He was talking about how fun, and I was agreeing with him. We were saying how fun it is to just be a listener to the shows and not an active participant, because you get to have fresh ears and kind of hear the stories and just kind of sit back aghast. And when you're on the show, you're not taking it fully in. And so he's like, okay, so you were at Umami Burger, right? And I said, I was. And he's all, does it happen? How it happened? I said, there was something going on there, but it was so long ago that we were with Carlo.
When Carlo was in town, we were all at Umami Burger, me, Jay, Carlo, waiting for Lauri. And all of a sudden, it's like, doo, doo, doo. Here comes Lauri lumbering up to the door. And then she's fighting with a homeless man, and there's a whole production with a homeless man at the door.
But you did talk to him, but I don't know what was said.
No, he wanted a burger. He wanted me to get him a burger, and I said, I don't have the money for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, but you have the money for your own burger. And I was like, yeah, that's how money works.
I mean, I will say, in your defense, Lauri, it is kind of ballsy to ask for food in front of a Umami Burger, which is like this is like 4 or 5 years ago, a $19 burger. So
so then he goes, okay, well, and I just said, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And then I even said to you guys, I said, do you guys want to pool money and get this guy a burger? And everyone was like, no. And then he went and talked to the manager and wanted to get a free burger from the manager.
I really can't. I need Carlo to actually weigh in, because I don't remember the offer of. I 100% would have thrown money in for that. No,
let's see if Carlo will answer.
No, because he was being a dick. That's why.
Oh, okay. So there was
because also in the arts district there are a lot of ways to get. I mean, there's a pie place. It's not very expensive. Versküche, you could probably get a free dog or something like that. Free
now he's turning on
sausage.
Now he's calling it Versküche because Carlo's coming on.
Yeah.
And I mean, when Joe and I first hung out, we got pizza, and you bought some for unhoused people as well.
True.
So
yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Lauri's just selfish.
I didn't have the money.
Do you remember Carlo, Lauri?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Carlo, you're on the air. We're doing the tea right now. And
hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
So Germany's most popular TikToker and podcaster, Carlo, is here. Casa Carlo is on the phone with us. Anyway.
That's not true.
Already.
That doesn't matter on the tea.
Yeah.
Already Joe is making shit up.
Okay, everyone's talking about me. Carlo, we're talking about when Lauri, remember when we all went to Umami Burger? Jay said he wanted to ask you. What did you want to ask him, Jay?
Did Lauri want us to pool money to buy a hamburger for somebody?
Do you remember Lauri saying she wanted to pool money together and buy the homeless guy a burger?
No, she came in and then we were asking her what she was doing out there and why she was talking to him. And then she said, he wanted a burger. And then she said, but I only offered him a blowjob.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too. That's exactly what happened. You're right. And now, Carla, what's your memory of what you saw when Lauri came lumbering up to the restaurant? Was she hanging out with the homeless man, or?
No, I think he must have been there already. And then he just started with her, I think. But that was my first impression of Lauri when she came in, and that was the first thing that she said.
What a memory.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah. All right, Carla. Well, thank you. I'll call you later, but thank you for clearing that up. All right, goodbye.
Maybe that was a different place. I remember I went to another restaurant, and somebody was saying they wanted something, and I had asked the table. So maybe I'm conflating the two.
I was with an Italian, a German, and a Mexican. I just can't remember where.
Yeah.
But I legitimately remember him yelling at me because I didn't get him a burger, and I was just like, I don't have a burger. And so he basically was calling me fat towards the end because he was like, wow, you can afford a burger.
Okay,
and
so
I was
hold
like,
on for a second. Lauri, you're telling me I'm a fucking liar when I said you were fighting with a homeless man, and yet you've just described an argument with a homeless man.
I didn't start the argument.
But the argument existed. I never said who started. I just said Lauri was fighting with a homeless man.
First off, I wasn't fighting with him. I was just telling him I can't afford. He was fighting with me. I wasn't fighting with him.
Okay, so Jay,
we really should have just pitched in and got him a burger, because I kind of remember him getting like threatening outside of the door, and I think that would have helped him.
Yes,
just mentally,
because he was angry.
Yeah.
For some reason, he was pissed with me.
Okay, so Mike heard the story recently. We talked about it, and then he asked you. Now, I will say, one of my friends, describes what I do to a story. He doesn't call it exaggerating. He says I season the story. Season the story. So, based on that, that's essentially what Mike Lawson was asking you, right? Was how much of Lauri in a real life is it Joe seasoning it?
And I said, Mike, it's raw. It's served rare, and it is. So the example I gave is, here's an example I was here for, and it gives you an idea of who Lauri and Star maybe are. For Joe's birthday one year, we all were invited over very nicely to his brother's house, who has a gorgeous backyard, and we knew that there was going to be fireworks going on. We all contributed like a potluck-style food. I think I tried dip. What is that stuff called for the first time that day?
Onion dip. Onion dip.
Jay's like, I tried dip? I tried this exotic new food called.
Yeah, I love how I'm being called the weirdo in this group, and yet Jay's like, I tried this new convention called dip.
Yeah.
Mike dissed me once at the dinner too, but I'll get into that. So I said we were all over there, we were all enjoying our time, and then all of a sudden, Lauri and Star come out in their swimsuits and just go sit in the water. While we're all having a conversation.
First off, we didn't just come out.
You're 100% right. They sat there in the tepid water, yelling.
All right. You know what, guys? You guys are assholes. You guys are true assholes. First off, Joe was hammering home that his brother had a hot tub and we should use it. Hammering that his brother had come and use the hot tub. We're gonna get in the hot tub. The hot tub is here. Come and use that. Star loves the hot tub. I hate going in a hot tub. But Star was like, I'm only going to this birthday party so I can use this fucking hot tub. And I was like, all right, fine.
On the 4th of July, somebody wants a hot tub.
Come to the birthday party. Joe goes, Lauri, you and Star should get in the hot tub. And I'm like, well, we'll wait. You know, we don't need to do it right now. He goes, no, like, go. My brother told me how to set it up. I'm going to set it up. And I'll get it going. I go, okay, so we put our bathing suits out, so we go in the cold water.
In my head, though, can I stop you, please? In my head, I would wait for the water. The cement was hotter than the water at that point.
Yeah.
He told us he was starting it. He said, I'm starting the hot tub.
I think most people wait. They wait, though, for the water.
Yeah.
So we go and we get in the water, and then we're waiting for like 5-10 minutes, and we go, Joe, it's still cold. He goes, oh. I don't know what I did. I got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So then he goes, I figured it out. It's going to start turning on. Nothing.
Yeah.
Another 5-10 minutes. Joe, it's not working. Oh, okay. Let me see what I did wrong. Okay.
I do need to place you guys, though, like in this. So imagine like the average length of like a stop sign, like a crosswalk. That's about how far we're sitting. So you just hear yelling from like 20, 30 feet away that the water's cold.
Yeah.
And then Joe goes, I can't figure this out.
Yeah, I couldn't
it's
figure it
too
out.
confusing. I don't know what to do. So then Star goes, well, we're going to sit in here for another 10 minutes. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
But Lauri, you're also forgetting. I think there were points where you guys saying, I think it is getting a little warmer.
Yeah.
That was Star.
Here's the best part. I think it was the next day or a couple of days. We were Jay and I and John Paul and I were laughing at the story.
Yes.
And then Jay and John Paul both said, oh, what's the app? And both of them have that app and knew how to work the app and could have totally solved the problem.
And Jay, who was there, could have figured out the app.
Don't you dare. I remember this exactly happening. You guys have I didn't know what was being used, but I did know it is a finicky app. I'll give it that. And I probably could have solved the day, saved the day, solved the problem.
Yeah,
so I gave Mike that
Yes.
example.
So that it is a prime example of you guys making me sound like a crazy person. When we were just using a facility that Joe was like, you should use it. Please use it.
Yeah.
And then never turned it on.
But okay, so when you're making food, do you pre-bake the oven or do you put it in and then turn the oven on?
Well, in our oven we just turn it on because it just doesn't preheat very well.
Okay.
So
all right. So Mike was laughing at that.
What do you mean it doesn't preheat very well? Preheating is just the temperature that it goes from 0 to the temperature.
It goes from the 0 to the temperature like super quickly, like within like 2 minutes. So
All right. To me, it sounds like it preheats very well. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me wrap this up.
Now,
Go. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're eating food, and he does go like, he shades me a little bit. He goes, okay, I always thought that what Joe said about your eating habits was wrong, but I really did like the salad, like the beet salad the best, and like a little slice of pizza. But everything else that we got was like really heavy. Like we got a heavy risotto, so I didn't like love that. But overall, just a really good like first fun time. So as we're getting up, we pay the bill, and we're about to leave, and now that we're in that little panhandle thing, there's two girls who are sat like blocking essentially where Mike's chair would have to hit one of them in order to get out of like the table. And so they're like deep in a conversation, talking, and Mike's just kind of like, can I get up? Can I move? And so they see, like, one of them kind of notices that he's like kind of like, how do I get out of here? And so I kind of like am hovering because Paul's already at the front door. He didn't care. Yeah. And so I go can you guys like move in because like he's behind you? And the girls start like they look at Mike and they start going like like they were smitten, I think, with Mike. And then I made like some dumb joke like, oh, he's gonna have to like do a flip over the thing, like it'd be an impressive trick. And they're just like like laughing, enjoying, like giggling over like this fun little coincidence. Were they
chubby? There's a reason I'm asking this.
Were they Japanese schoolgirls? Or were they like...
No, as based on my description, you'd think. No, they were like petite blonde women.
Because I do know this, like chunky white girls fucking lose their shit over Mike Lawson. There's nobody that loves Mike Lawson more than a chunky white girl.
What's the correlation?
I don't know. It's just like, you know, like basic white girls or basic girls love Christian. I know everyone's thinking whatever they're thinking, but they love. I've seen it.
Yeah, we've all
100 times. You've seen it, Jay.
Yeah.
So they love Christian. Chunky basic white girls fucking lose their shit over Mike Lawson. I've seen it a million times.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Since
I was defending myself earlier, not to make myself sound crazy, but I have several times, many times actually, completely, because I don't pay attention to who's behind me, so I've completely jammed myself into another person.
Schmidt Star.
Yeah, and when I get out of a chair, when I'm at a restaurant, I'll just completely go back. And then all of a sudden, I'm just like jamming myself against another person, and then everyone's like, "Whoa!" I'm just
imagining like a battle ram, and it clears out the crowd where she's just like pushing her chair back, and the whole
Noah parting the seas.
It's moved tables before, and I've been like, "Oh, sorry."
And in San Francisco, I mean, I feel like San Francisco really has to deal with packing their restaurants because it's a lot of people who go to dinner, and you know, like the restaurants are all very packed. So anyway, to end the night, he offered to drive us back to the hotel, and he took like the long way around so he could show us where he works and a little bit of the downtown area. Fantastic evening, like the highlight of the trip for sure. Just like a little nice break to see a friend and hang out and stuff. So yeah, it was a really great trip. Other than that, we just did a lot of recommendations from my friends who lived there for restaurants. We went to Berkeley campus to walk around just to have, it was a nice sunny day. And so we figured we'd go over to Berkeley and just kind of hang out over there for the day. Yeah, overall good trip. Very, very nice trip to get away for.
Before we get into, thank you, Jay. Before we get into Lauri and her fucking long ass, this is going to be, I don't even get through all the stories today. We are launching a new show for the exclusive tier called Let's Talk About It. Now, Let's Talk About It, we're going to do like Jay has a picture of it up there right now. I left my book in the other room. If you guys remember, God, this must have been almost a year ago as well. Lauri's dad people don't know, Lauri's dad is currently dating her aunt. And
she is not. He is not. He is not dating my aunt. He's not dating anyone.
He was walking her dog, correct?
Yes, he was walking her dog.
He was walking her dog. And
I don't know why you made that look. He was walking her dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And
they were fucking by a dumpster and found the box of books. Lauri, is that what you're trying to say?
Would that be really out of the realm of possibilities?
Yes. For my 70-year-old dad and my 65-year-old aunt to be fucking by a dumpster? Yes, that'd be weird.
What's the most... Wait, you're putting their ages there like that's the determining factor. Is it the dumpster or the ages that's really...
Yeah.
It's all of it. It's all of it.
Okay.
You know what? My mom used to run nursing homes, and I read about this before. just because you're old doesn't mean you stop having a sex drive. The old people love to fuck. In fact, I think in nursing homes they have a high
chlamydia rate or something.
STD rate.
I'm not saying that old people don't like to fuck. I'm just saying that they don't like to fuck next to dumpsters. they have beds.
Anyway, he found conveniently a sex ed book, boxes and boxes and boxes of a sex ed book. And so we talked about it on the Tea last season. And at Thanksgiving, Lauri and I talked about doing a show based on this book. And at Thanksgiving, Lauri gave me I can tell exactly 5 boxes because each box has 12 books. And I have, less than 60 now, copies of this book. We are launching the show. It's going to be an exclusive tier show. Now, it'll eventually trickle its way down to premium, but it might take years. But this is launching very, very, very soon. So what I'm doing, and I'm not making any money off of this. I literally just weighed the book, figured out the postage, blah, 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 blah. $10 is what the postage costs. You can go now. By the way, as long as you don't have to have the book. But if you want the book, you're like, I don't want to send Joe $10. It's on Amazon for $15, I think. And people, and also international people, you have to buy it yourself. But it's much cheaper than whatever it costs for me to send it to you. I think in Scotland it was $11 or something. So buy the book. You can buy it from me. I will be posting an announcement where you can link there even today because the expensive tier got first crack at the book. And so the people who want it there have gotten it. And they insisted that Lauri, I don't get this, that Lauri and I sign the books. So Lauri, Jay, I don't know if you know this, Lauri's coming over to my house today, this afternoon, and we're going to sign a whole bunch of books. So especially if you want a signed book from me and Lauri, hit me up on Discord, on Patreon, wherever, get a hold of me and tell me you want to copy the book. We'll take care of it from there. It's just $10.
Hi, this is Lauri Rodenkamp, and you're listening to Afterthought Radio. And the best kiss I ever had was with my brother.
All right, guys, the reason you're hearing...
No, that was AI. That
Lauri,
was not me.
wait,
that was AI.
Why would she say that?
That is so...
I don't know.
No,
really weird.
no.
I asked Lauri for some jingles, and she sent me the most ridiculous jingles.
I
they
said
were
you
crazy.
know jingles.
Yeah.
You never asked me for any jingles. In fact, you told me
I
I'm
have
going
them
to
right
make...
here. Actually, I can play all the jingles she sent me. Do you want to hear all the jingles she sent me?
You
They're
said
not
I'm
have
going to
the
make...
music, but
I'm going to make AIU say some crazy shit. That's what you told me.
Here's some of the jingles she sent me.
Hi, this is Lauri Rodenkamp, and you're listening to Afterthought Media. Organized religion seems fine to me.
Oh, wow, that's different,
Hi, this
Lauri.
is Lauri Rodenkamp, and you're listening to Afterthought Radio. I stole the forks.
Oh,
Hi,
you
this
did?
is Lauri Rodenkamp, and you're listening to Afterthought Radio. I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hi, this is
wow.
Lauri Rodenkamp, and you're listening to Afterthought Radio. And the best kiss I ever had was with my brother.
Oh.
Please, can we not? Hi, this is Lauri Rodenkamp, and you're listening to Afterthought Radio. I do not apologize for my 2006 comedy tour. I never...
Oh, because there had been...
Can I just say how frustrating it is that you won't even touch an AIJ because you're so afraid that he'll be offended. Yet I'm begging you to stop playing, to stop saying that my brother and I make out, and you're like, meh, well, it's funny.
Lauri, you submitted those jingles.
I did not submit them.
What was the subject line on them again? Like, here you go?
Yeah, the subject line was like, you asked for it. So let's talk about it.
It's that time of the year. Your vacation is coming up. You can already hear the beach waves, feel the warm breeze, relax, and think about work. You really, really want it all to work out while you're away. Monday.com gives you and the team that peace of mind. When all work is on one platform and everyone's in sync, things just flow. Wherever you are, tap the banner to go to Monday.com.
Have you heard about the 2018 study that showed half of prenatal vitamins tested had unacceptable levels of heavy metals? No? Well, now you have. I'm Kat, mother of 3 and founder of Ritual, the company making traceability the new standard in the supplement industry. I remember staring at my prenatal vitamins and finding all these things I was trying to avoid. high amounts of heavy metals, synthetic colorants, and unnecessary ingredients. So, at 4 months pregnant, I quit my job and started Ritual because I believe that all women deserve to know what they're putting in their bodies and why. I'm so proud of our prenatal vitamin. The ingredients are 100% traceable, it's third-party tested for microbes and heavy metals, and recently received the Purity Award from the Clean Label Project. You see, we trace like a mother because, let's be honest, no one cares quite like a mother. But don't just take my word for it. Trace for yourself with 25% off at ritual.com/podcast.
Anyway, guys, the reason you're hearing that jingle that Lauri submitted with a signed affidavit that said, "This is me, Lauri Roggenkamp, submitting these jingles."
It was not. And I guarantee you don't know my real signature.
Oh, guys. Oh, Jay. Wait, let me get to this announcement. I forgot about this story.
God.
Okay, let me get to this announcement. Okay, you guys just heard us talking about our upcoming show. Let's talk about it. We actually had some technical difficulties that I did not know until way later, and we lost the second half of Jay's track. So this is now 2 days after we recorded the tea, and we are revisiting the topics that we're not going to try and recreate it because that would be silly. We're going to talk about those topics, but with the knowledge that we've heard these stories before now. So with a new, fresh pair of ears. But Jay, so I mentioned this on the tea.
Well, I do want to say that
my house.
even after 2 days of chewing on the story that we're going to revisit, I still don't know if I have a good opinion on it.
Yeah, I know.
Or a strong feeling.
And,
okay, yeah.
But so as I said, we have autographed copies. I have some right here actually of the book. Let's talk about it. And this is the reason I'm showing you the autograph is important. So here's the autograph. It's my autograph, and then there's Lauri's autograph, right? So she came over, we signed the books. Okay.
Yours is very curly. Uh-huh.
Thank you. So is my hair. So
Yeah.
so here it is again. So as we're signing the books, I don't even know why this came up. Lauri goes, something. I'm not using my real I'm not using my real signature because I read somewhere people can take that signature and forge checks. So I'm using a fake signature.
And that's what she thinks of the Afterthought audience, is that they're going to run with that signature
exactly.
and go to the bank.
Wait, Lauri, we're not hearing you.
Yeah, I think you muted when you were flossing.
You think you muted yourself when you were flossing your teeth? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
dancing with the floss. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I just
Guys,
wrote my
if you
name.
knew what we see here. Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Lauri?
I just wrote my name. So I just put my, because and also J. Thomas Plank AIs me to oblivion. You don't think that I think he might be capable of forging some checks? I mean, I probably not, but who knows?
You never want to leave that doubt in your mind.
Let me put it this way, Lauri. I think your photo is at a bunch of liquor stores as it is, without anyone forging your name on checks.
What are you talking about? I don't go to liquor stores. Who do you think I am?
Did you Lauri's always going to liquor stores and writing checks?
Can I ask a serious
for
question?
like a rose in a glass tube?
Yeah. Did you guys practice your signature, like what you wanted it to look like?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
When did we practice this, Lauri?
Oh. No, I meant like in life.
In life. I thought you meant in life.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No. Oh, you did?
I've actually made serious changes to the way I write things. I like Z's and 7s. I like having a line through them. So when I was, in high school, I started writing them with a line through them.
Mm-hmm. But I have a feeling just because you're up to like criminal things that you did so that a handwriting expert wouldn't be able to determine your real signature. The way someone like scrapes off their fingerprints.
I did. This is behind a paywall, but so I have to do this thing called induction for teaching, and it's a first year. You have to do it within the first 5 years of teaching. So you have to you basically pick 3 students, you do several lessons, and then you discuss what they did wrong or what they did right. So during winter break, I was working on it, and I realized that I forgot to bring any of the assignments that they'd actually worked on. So what I did was I just ended up writing one of the kids' assignments with my left hand. Just wrote out an assignment. And I was like, this will fool him.
That sounds right.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, I love how okay, so guys, so what happened was when I went to go edit the tea, I realized what happened. You guys, I don't know if we commented on this during the show, but Jay vanished. If you're watching the YouTube channel, you saw this. Jay vanished. And then when he came back, we thought everything was hunky-dory. That's often what happens. But it turned out when I went to go edit, when he came back, that audio was not recorded. So I tried to recover it through Riverside. I wrote to them, this and that. But it didn't work. And so I had to call Jay with the bad news that we had to sort of redo the second half. Jay, you sounded so stressed today.
I was more
I don't think I've
irritated.
heard you sound so stressed because usually you sound so collected.
So breezy. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's a lot. I was more... it's hard to... Because I think that this show thrives on, like, the authenticity of the stories and stuff. And so I'm a little concerned that hearing or retreading topics, it's just not going to have the same je ne sais quoi.
Jay, on this same episode, for like the 100th time, we told the story about how Lauri got in a punch fight with a homeless man outside an umami burger.
I
Yeah.
did not.
You see? And
somebody.
it has the same, it's just like it's fresh.
Yeah.
That was 2 days ago we just talked about
Yeah,
it.
you know why?
So I don't
It's
know
just
why
like it's
you're-
fresh because each time you guys make up new shit about that story.
Well, I think that
Pretty
the
soon
detail...
you're going to be like, oh, she was blowing a homeless guy outside of a mommy burger.
Well,
Well, you offered to.
I did not.
and to be fair, we don't know what
That
happened
was
before
backed
you
up by
walked through
Carla,
those
Lauri.
doors. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where did we leave off? We were talking about a book.
Strangely, by coincidence, so I had sort of in my head divided the show into Jay, then a middle part where we talk about the show.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. You know, now I'm not going to recreate this. You, Lauri, and I did have a conversation about our relationship with sex ed. I'm not going to try and recreate that.
Oh.
But we did after that go into the Lauri stories, which I have a list of those stories right here, and we are going to tackle them. All right. So the first story we told, and I'll tell a lot of this because when on the original, Lauri took 7 months to tell this story.
Oh my God.
So basically,
You know what's going to
Lauri
happen
announced,
is, you're going to tell the story and then there's going to be like several things missing from the story.
You know what's going to
well,
happen
then
is
you can fill
Lauri's
them in. You're
track.
sitting right here. By the way,
Lauri's track is going to go missing this time. She's going to log
Yeah,
off.
I know. So what's funny is after I got at the show, my shows yesterday, I was on Discord. Lauri posted this random ass post on Discord. It was like, "Could someone make an invitation to my dad's retirement party?" And she had a picture of her dad. She goes, "And he wants a captain's hat." Right? So I started fucking with it. And Lauri, I can't tell if you were fucking with me. Did your dad actually like the photos that I made?
He loved it. Yeah. That was great.
Wow.
Wait, a captain's hat like Donald Duck wears, or like a captain's hat like Pirates of the Caribbean, like the triangle one?
Well,
No, like-
she meant like Donald Duck, but I made it Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
Well, the first one he made was pirate, but then he made a pink one that was like Donald Duck.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad really liked that one. I was like, can you make a pink suit? So I'm going to add that. No, he
Which I
wants me to
did.
do like a, excuse me. He wants me to do a whole
Let me show Jay.
invitation with like all this different stuff. And I'm like, I don't have like I'm not good with that kind of stuff. So anyway,
that is good. That's very good. None of that was on him?
Anyway, no.
no,
Wow, that's impressive.
just the background and his face.
So anyway, so now as we discussed earlier, I'm gonna tell it with some Joe seasoning. So in December, every time I would talk to Lauri off the air, she'd be like, "I have a secret and I can't tell you."
It was
And I'd be like,
literally
"Okay."
1 week in December. 1 week in
And she goes,
December.
"I can't tell you." And Star's like, "No, don't tell him." Right? And I was like, "Yeah, just don't tell me." Right? And then like we were on the air with just between us girls. Like, "Oh, can I guess?" Because the way Lauri was acting, I thought that somehow Star got her pregnant. Like I was like, "There's some big ass news," or that they were moving, or they got married already, something big.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, "So then." On Just Between Us Girls, I guessed so many times that I finally just guessed it. And she was like, yes, which is that her brother and his fiance are having a baby. They're expecting a baby, but they weren't going to, this is like a couple of days before Christmas. They weren't going to tell the parents until Christmas Eve. So I actually held on to Just Between Us Girls till after Christmas Eve. So
and can I ask, Lauri, in general, how are you with secrets, or was this one just like really good that you wanted to share it?
Terrible. I'm terrible with secrets.
Okay.
I hate keeping them for other people, and when I have a secret myself, I want to share it as soon as possible. I'm like, I would say the best example is gift giving. I will, as soon as I buy something for somebody, I will just give it to them.
Okay.
Because I just want, I want to see that joy in there. So like, I think I bought Star like 4 different Christmas gifts because I kept buying her gifts and then giving them to her right when they arrived.
It's kind of Hanukkah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lauri wasn't going to be there for the big day. Okay. Christmas Eve. She was going to be at Stars and spend Christmas Day with her family.
Yeah.
So Lauri sends me the video of the announcement. I don't know who was filming that video, Lauri.
Asia's sister, Renee.
Oh, okay. So the fiance, the baby mama, her sister was filming the announcement, and you can hear like so they're like, just family opening gifts, whatever. But you hear like Aunt Kathy in the background, like, Lauri just called randomly. What's going on? Hi, Lauri. And I'm like, oh, this Lauri. She's not even there, and she can't keep the secret.
First off, I said we always like whenever I'm gone, we always FaceTime so I can say hi to everyone. So she was FaceTiming me so I could say hi to everyone, but for some reason the FaceTime wasn't working. So then she was like, "Oh, it's not working. I can't figure it out." I go, "Well, just call me." And then she's like, "Oh, Billy is about to make an announcement."
Jane, all these shenanigans are just constantly going on at the Rocking Camp house. Okay.
Yeah,
it's constantly
an active scene.
Yeah, it's an active scene. So then they make the announcement. Everybody's really excited. Lauri's dad gets up and hugs Asia. The mom gets up and everyone's so happy, right? That's the video. And I'm talking to Lauri a few days later, and she's like, my dad is pissed off. Pissed off. Because, so Billy, Lauri's brother, has a chronic illness. And because of this chronic illness, he's allowed to stay. Her father works for this local government. And so he has really good medical insurance. And so because of his chronic condition, he can stay on his dad's medical insurance, which is really good, Cadillac medical insurance, until either the dad leaves his job or dies. Oh, no, until Billy gets married. Till Billy gets married or the dad dies.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to throw it to Lauri. But Lauri, what happens Christmas Day? What do you hear happens?
So Christmas Eve, my dad just in the video just didn't seem pretty jazzed. Christmas Day, he seems even more depressed. Like he just seems sullen. He's getting in fights with my mom about something in the kitchen. Like he's just, he seems really aggravated.
What's his normal temperature on Christmas? Like, is he a Christmas guy?
Yeah, this sounds like your dad usually.
Yeah, he loves Christmas.
Okay.
He's a big Christmas guy. So Tuesday after Christmas, he wanted everyone to come to his place. So I got there a little late. And I would say like 30 minutes later, Billy and Asia and her family left. And I'm not joking. Like as soon as the door shut, my dad just starts yelling. And my Aunt Julie and I are the only ones in the room. And he's just yelling at the top. It's like, Billy told me that they did 5 IVF treatments, and I want to know who the fuck paid for that, and did the insurance cover it? And he said he only had to pay $4,000 out of pocket. I don't believe that. When Patty and I were looking into that, it cost at least $35,000, and he's going to lose his insurance, and I keep telling him he's going to lose his fucking insurance, and he won't listen to me, and there's no way that Asia qualified for his insurance, and I don't understand why they won't tell me what's happening. And Julie was like,
I'm going to stop you right there. No matter what, and I don't know if Jay agrees or not agrees, it's none of his fucking business.
Yeah. First off, there's no way in hell that this hurt his insurance. They've been trying for like 2 years.
And I think it's very taxing on the body. Like, I know that's not the first option for a lot of people. It's very tough.
Yeah. But basically what we found out was that my brother got his insurance to cover his part, which was, getting his sperm. And then Asia's insurance covered her part, which was, putting Billy's sperm in her.
Did you mention that you could have gotten his sperm for free?
No, I didn't, because I couldn't. Because that would have been weird. First off, I am not in Chicago, so there's that.
That's the big obstacle.
That's point one.
Jay, I love how that's the number one obstacle.
There's so many other obstacles
in Chicago.
Had I been in Chicago, bitch, had I been in Chicago.
Yeah.
No, I am not sexually attracted to my brother. I like women. I'm marrying a woman. I don't want to have sex with my brother. Please stop.
Mm-hmm.
Future Joe, please pull all that and make that into clips. Okay, go ahead.
God, I hate.
Were those the jingles again,
so
or
then
was
her
that
dad-
I just hate.
So anyway, so her dad is screaming and yelling and so upset about this. But and I actually, when Lauri first told me this story, I was immediately thought of Jay. I don't know why. Because then it turned into where, like, he started accusing Lauri's aunt, the one he's fucking, of giving him the money.
No. He started accusing my Aunt Julie, and he was saying, I know that you gave Billy the full payment of the of the IVF treatment. And Julie was like, no, I did not. I absolutely did not do that. And my dad was like, so then my dad gets all upset because he's like, well, somebody's lying. And so he tells Billy he wants him to show him his bank records to show how much money he fully gave.
He took off his captain's hat and put on his Sherlock Holmes hat.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
He was ready to get down to business.
What's funny in all these stories, Lauri, that you're telling me, even if he was right, even if he was correct, even if his instincts were right, it's none of his business. If Julie wanted to give him the money for the IVF treatment, that's between Julie and your brother.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And at the time of this recording, we're in like mid-January. So has he kind of tempered down his care about this, or is he still pursuing it? Like, where is he going with this?
Per everything in my family, there's really no resolution. It's just that everybody's just tired of fighting about it now. So we're just not talking about it, basically.
But can you tell he's still fuming about it? Like, is there conversations?
I don't know. I won't talk to him about it. I refuse to because I don't want to get involved. So, but here's the kicker of it. Okay, so so the reason why my dad's upset, he claims, which there's 1,000 different reasons, but he's claiming the big reason is he's worried my brother's has done something to get kicked off the health insurance. I don't know why they would be like, well, you're able to give sperm, so now you no longer have a long-term disease. You're out of here. But my dad was like, told my brother this, and mind you, this is all secondhand. I will not confirm any of this because I don't want to get involved. So apparently my dad told my brother, you have to give me your bank records. My brother said no. My dad said, if you don't do it, my dad said, if you don't do it, I'm going to kick you off my health insurance.
What he's afraid is going to happen anyway.
Yes.
Wait, now I just thought of something. Are Billy and Asia not married?
No.
Is it because of the insurance?
Part of it.
Yes.
Oh, so they're having a child. Okay, got it.
Are you okay with that?
Oh, please. I don't. I know that you are going to get married
Paul
very
and Jay
soon.
have like 4 kids.
Yeah.
Around. Yeah. They never see them though.
Timmy, Taylor, Jimmy, Johnny.
I was side thing. I was talking to Star earlier today, and I was talking about Jay, and I was like, yeah, and his boyfriend Phil, and Star was like, I don't think that's his name, but I can't remember what his name is. I go, I feel like it's Phil.
He could look like a Phil. I could get that.
Right now when he said it, I was like, oh, it's Paul.
Oh, it's Paul. Yeah.
So I gotta text her and be like, you were right. It's not Phil.
And so on this beat, are they planning on never getting married because of the insurance? Or is marriage not a thing? Like, they don't care about it?
I don't think they care. I mean, Asia's not really. She's said many a times that she basically, if if Billy wants to have a ceremony, he has to plan it himself, and Billy's not a proactive person like that. So I have a feeling at the most what would end up happening is when my father, unfortunately, inevitably passes away, if Billy's still alive and he's still with Asia, to get on her health insurance, they would get married.
Okay.
So,
By the way, and we talked about this on the recording. This Asia, she doesn't like people to shorten their names. And so she's already told Lauri all these rules about naming the kid. What are the rules for naming the kid, Lauri?
No, it can't be named after somebody. So my brother's William Ronkamp III, so there's not going to be a fourth. Can't shorten the name. Has to be a full name. No nicknames. Can't be named after a flower. So no lily, no rose. And then I think there was one more thing, but I can't think of it. But yeah, mainly just the no nicknames.
I have a really good
And
B.
the
Arthur
thing is,
saying Rose. Pretty good, isn't it?
have you seen that gay guy that does B. Arthur on TikTok?
No, I haven't.
He sounds
Is it good?
mostly like her, but he's really taken with himself. Anyway, here's the deal: no one makes up their own nickname. Those are just developed.
No.
Nicknames just organically come about.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like when I first met Lauri, I called her Lauri, but now I call her like Piggy, Oinky.
Yeah.
All kinds of. Oh, you know who's calling me right now?
Who?
Mike Lawson.
Oh.
Hey, Mike Lawson, you're on the air with me and Lauri and Jay.
Oh, hi. Can you even hear me? I'm on speakerphone in a car.
Yeah.
Hi.
I can hear you. Everyone's saying hi to you. Jay, you're gonna hear the tea tomorrow. Jay told all the secrets from when you guys went to dinner.
Oh, there were so many secrets too. I'm glad you told some of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he didn't.
Them all.
I'm sure he didn't tell us all the secrets. Okay. Well, can I call you after we're done recording?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Side note, I went to I saw a therapist that Joe recommended.
Oh, that's right.
And Joe.
That's like going to Helen Keller's optometrist.
Well, so the therapist goes, how's Joe still doing? Or how's Joe doing?
Uh-oh.
And
I don't think
go,
you're allowed to ask. Yeah.
I said, oh, he's still a fat piece of shit. And she goes, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, it was like 7:30 in the morning. I was like, well, it was too early for that. That was harsh. I was like, he's
wait
fine.
a minute.
He's good.
Hold up. Are you both seeing the same woman right now?
I mean, I assume so. I'm just going to continue seeing her.
No, I haven't gone to see her. I mean, in theory, I am. She moved. She moved to Corona. She's now working out of the Corona office, and I have to go see her like Lauri did before I can go see her virtually. And that's been since October, and there was the move and all that. So I just haven't gone back to see her yet. But I'd go to her. She's really good.
I feel like this is
really
a conflict of
Lauri
interest.
liked her.
That's good. All right.
Well, what's funny is my only other choice. So you're thinking like that's weird. Joe shouldn't share it. My only other option is Christian's therapist.
No, that's not your. There's millions of therapists in the world.
I only have two options. The one I recommended to Lauri. Yeah, the only two, and the Christian's therapist.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm excited to see how this unfolds because I feel like it's going to lead to eventually you two and Star in a room with this therapist.
Lauri and I showing up at the same time at the therapist, and there's just a sign that says "Gone Fishing."
Yeah, her license torn off the wall, shredded in the shredder.
Yeah.
Oh, I made him super uncomfortable earlier because he was like, "Oh, how'd you like her?" I go, "Did you talk about me?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, you guys seem like best friends." He was really upset by that.
Did she really say that?
She did not say that. No, we didn't talk about you, except for that one time where she was like, "Oh, how's he doing?"
Did you ever say like I'm worried or what's how are you in his life, like anything like that?
No, and I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
I will say, I guess it's good, but she really didn't like. She wasn't like. I think I maybe mentioned in the beginning. I was like, "Oh yeah, Joe recommended," but she very much was like, "Let's move on," So she.
I don't want to talk about him.
I think it's good that she's not engaging in that because then it like I think it says that she's not willing to talk about stuff, other patients. But B, it's like she was very nice about it. She was,
What's weird, she called Jay and asked if it was true about Umami Burger.
She said,
to see if I was exaggerating. Yeah.
I need an outside source here. I can't really tell what's I need to parse between the two.
Jay. Yeah. How true are the stories that Joe tells about Lauri? Yeah. All right. So this is what we learned so far. So anyway, Lauri's dad freaked the fuck out but people should understand we're trying to rush through the story. Now, it lasted for days. I loved hearing these stories. I said this on the show. I think it really is because Lauri talked about how she thought that her dad seemed pretty subdued on the videos. And my theory is, because my dad is too, I have a story about that from today too. They have a touch of the Asperger's, and so they don't know how to act, and so they don't know how to channel their emotions or process their emotions. So it comes out in a lot of ways. So my theory now is that her dad, who has he's on the spectrum like mine, didn't know how to process his emotions when he heard the news. It was overwhelming. So the only way he could channel it was through anxiety. And how did that anxiety center itself? Oh, Billy's going to lose his insurance, even though it makes no logical sense. So today, so my parents changed, they cut the cord. So they got rid of their cable, but they maxed out their internet speed. And so they sent a new modem, but there was all these complications with the modem. So I called Spectrum to help, to activate the modem while I was doing it. And so the Spectrum's on the phone with me on the speaker, and I go into the family room. My parents are watching television. I say, listen, I need to shut off the internet for a bit. So now my parents turn off the TV, and they're sitting there, and I have to put the phone on speaker. I'm maybe 10 feet from my dad. And the guy's like, okay, what does this read this from the modem? And my dad's like, there was on a hill that I never saw them winging. And I'm like, excuse me. And my mom goes, what's wrong with you, to him? And he goes, I'll sing whatever I want in my own house. And they're fighting. And the guy's like, right?
What?
And then they're quiet for a bit, right? And then my dad's like, there are places I remember all my life. And I'm like, I go on me and I go, listen, you go sing all you want, but go outside. Right? So he storms outside. Okay?
Storms outside. He's like, I am going to sing outside.
What? Did he just have like a system reboot? Was he just like, I don't understand the question, so I'm just going to sing?
Lauri, this is what I'm telling you. This is what people who are on the spectrum do. So then Betty's like, I don't know what's wrong with him. And then she fell asleep, right? The guy we're walking, she fell asleep.
Wait, while the guy's on the phone?
Yeah, but I'm talking to him, not her. She's just waiting for it to be done. Yeah, I'm talking to him. So he's going like, oh, try this, try that, blah, 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 blah. She falls asleep. A little bit of snoring, but okay, whatever. She falls asleep. But then she starts making noises, but they sound like sex noises.
She's like, there are birds on a hill.
She's like, I could have done so much. Anyway. So now she starts going,
like, what?
And I'm like, God, this is embarrassing. And she's like, It was so fucking embarrassing.
Puppy.
Yeah. Ew.
What is going
Lauri, don't make gross sex jokes about people I'm related to.
Yeah, we have to have a line somewhere, you guys.
Give it to me, Daddy.
Come on, Lauri.
Give it to me, Daddy. Give it to me, Joe's daddy.
Isn't this we got to keep them separated? Isn't that this? Aren't you giving me lines from that song? What's the name of that band that had that?
Offspring.
Oh, Eve 6?
Oh, The Offspring. Thank you.
Oh, The Offspring. Yeah.
Eve 6. Okay. Eve 6.
They were Semi-Charmed Life.
No, Semi-Charmed Life was Third Eye Blind.
Yeah.
I thought that was Third Eye Blind.
Oh, Eve 6 is Hold My Hand.
Eve 6 like what? Wasn't it like
Faith in nothing.
Yeah.
Going in the tender, I've been on beautiful. Yeah.
Rendezvous.
Okay.
Then I'm through.
Now Lauri has another story that's a doozy. So Lauri, you've been having like rosacea and skin issues, and your eyes have been itching. And you told us on the recording you went to an optometrist. The optometrist said, "I've got it. I've solved it." Because you'd seen other doctors, they had thrown other medicines at you. They just sort of dismissed you. But the optometrist says, "I have figured it out. We know what it is. You have several causes, and what are they, Lauri?"
First off, well, I have really bad eyesight, so I have to go get tested because I think I have a lazy eye. Secondly,
but I've never noticed that you have a lazy eye. And what is the correction for a lazy eye? I don't even know.
And I was going to say, just one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the rest of your body?
I know. I was like, I got a lazy ass and legs too, if you want to. No, she was like, so that's one. And two, she goes, just so you know, I found the problem for your itchiness. You have a mite infestation in your eyelids.
And you were like, did you say I might have an infestation? And she's like, no.
No, that's not what I said.
It's even harder to hear the second time, I've got to say.
So Lauri, when do you have? So are the mites there right now? Yeah, Lauri, are the mites there right now? Are they in the room with you right now, Lauri?
Hey, what's up?
This is your inside the actor studio. Can we speak with the mites?
Hey, what's up? So, my friends call me Mike Tyson. Nice to talk to you guys.
I'm one of the mites. I'm one of Lauri's mites, and I'm here.
And now, can I ask a quick question? Lauri did tell us that you come out only.
Yes, go ahead.
You come out at night. Why?
Oh, me? Oh, we do only come out at night. But when the optometrist was looking, we had spelled out help on her eyelid. That's how she found us, because we want to get off this host really badly. I'm going to tell you something. We have a theme song here on Lauri's body.
I love the nightlife. I love the boogie on the disco ride.
But we sing I love the nightlife because we're funny.
I've got the boogie.
In 2011, we all got together and we voted this the lesbian anthem.
First off, that explains why my body's so itchy, because I actively reject this song. So, and it makes a lot of sense. Secondly, Jay, I now fully believe that Joe intentionally said your half of the sound was deleted so he could just come back. Because if you'll remember, he couldn't figure out how to get his voice to go high on the soundboard.
You're so right.
And all of a sudden, quote unquote, magically his.
God, we fell right into this plan.
As soon as he did, I go, "You son of a bitch."
Yep. You're right.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. So.
Jay, I gotta tell you,
what's
I've
it
seen
like?
some pretty awful things.
What have you
Lauri's
seen?
body.
What have you seen?
She pours dirty water back in the bottle. And also, when she and Star are sleeping, her chi-chis come out. She just keeps her chi-chis out. And one time she tried to install a printer. She tried to install a printer, and it didn't work. So she threw it out the window.
I also think,
And then she got
Mr. Mite, you might want to be careful, because I think there's scissors nearby the bed that she uses to maybe cut things. So you just be aware. You might be stabbed.
Oh, yeah. You know, Jay, it's funny that you say that. One of the funniest things we ever did, we used to go at night and unstrap Lauri's sheet on her side of the bed. We would just take it. We would all work together and take the fitted sheet. We used to
You guys are so mischievous.
Off the corners.
You little rascals. Now, do you think you guys could maybe put some toilet paper rolls on the thing just to save Lauri some trips, some time in her life? Just help out.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, we actually have our own, horrible history. You know, you guys have 9/11?
Yeah.
A bunch of our people were living in Lauri's chonies.
Oh, no.
And she washed them away. It was
oh my God.
In the school bathroom. We honor that there. We never forget is what we remember.
Yeah, you lost a lot of good ones. Thousands of family and friends.
Yeah, thousands of
Are you
friends.
saying that
Just wait. Yeah?
Are you saying that I wear one pair of underwear? That you guys lived in my underwear? And I only wore one pair of underwear?
Do you know where we came from?
I switch my underwear every day. Sometimes twice
You know
a
where we
day.
came from, Jay? We used to live on Aunt Kathy. But they used to bump...
All right, I'm done with this.
Well, then she caught on.
Incest is the thing that stops it.
She
Sorry,
learned.
I gotta go, because then she'll kill me too.
Yeah. Why do you think
Hey,
you're such a
guys,
viable
sorry, I
host?
have some water.
Oh, yeah, no, it's okay. You didn't miss much.
You didn't miss much.
Oh, okay, good.
We are stuck in a lounge, though, and I am enjoying the dance that I'm doing right now. We did give some hot tips, though, Lauri. So what are they going to do about the mites? Are there eye drops? What do you do?
So they basically told me to go and get like every tea tree oil thing from Trader Joe's.
Okay, thank you.
So I have the shampoo, the conditioner, the body wash, and the face wash.
Where are the mites actually living?
In my eyelids.
Lids or lashes?
Oh.
So the hairy part of my lash, or the hair of my lash, like the part where it connects to the skin, she said there's like debris and stuff around it, and that's usually where the mites live. That usually means that they're there.
And where do you get the mites? Did she say where you get the mites?
I mean, you get mites anywhere. I mean, mites just sort of live. They jump around from body to body, and they pretty much just like are not that, they're not bad as far as she told me. It's just that sometimes what happens is like, she said for me, what might be happening is that I have an allergic reaction to their waste. So that's why I'm getting like rosacea and my eyes are itchy and stuff. So.
Oh, interesting.
Did you take my advice of using a warm compress yet? I know that it's still new, but...
No, I haven't. I was actually going to do it today.
Yeah.
I find that the thing that works the most, or it definitely makes my eyes not itch as much, is the wipes. I have these tea tree oil wipes that I really like. So.
Yeah.
So that's how you're supposed to treat them, with the tea tree oil wipes?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Small but mighty.
Interesting.
It should be called. That should be the
It
wipe.
is weird how you have all these like tips, because remember when I had that weird rash on my chest?
Yeah.
How the solution for that was Selsun Blue, the dandruff shampoo.
Yeah,
I'm not telling you something, it worked.
That works for athlete's foot, for dry, or for
it does?
anything moisture. Yeah, they always suggest you use Selsun Blue or like a blue shampoo, anything like that. That'll help. Yeah, there's something like an active ingredient, but I know that tea tree oil is really good antibacterial everything. So I'm glad that is advice that I've heard before. I'm happy to hear that. I want to report back if possible.
Yeah. I have a doctor's appointment, I think sometime in middle of February, so I'll let you guys know.
Okay, can't wait.
Now, I want everyone to know, because we're going to get going pretty soon, that we have some very big stories. There were stories we couldn't even get to, and I didn't want to... This is exactly where we ended on the other episodes. I wanted to end here as well, but we still have a story about Star's grandpa and his birthday cake involving Lauri. A rat infestation. I won't say where. Lauri's eyes. A dinner that Lauri had with her mom, and a phone call, and also Lauri fell in the bathroom. Those are stories that's just for the next episode of the Tea. So,
In what bathroom, and what was I falling into? That's the real question.
That is the real question. And by the way, I actually shipped a bunch. I shipped like 15 of the Let's Talk About It books today. They're already in the mail, going to their respective new homes. You know what I was thinking about, Lauri? Well, I was thinking about this as soon as I dropped them off. How weird that your dad was walking your aunt's dog by a dumpster, found these boxes of the sex ed graphic novel, and now I'm shipping them. People around the country are now going to get autographed copies of the book that was by a dumpster that your dad found. They actually got put to good use.
I know. That's what I was saying is I hope that there's like a moment where those authors, because I will say I have gone through the book. I like it. I think it's a...
Oh, you do?
I wish that...
Did you learn anything?
I learned a lot. Can I tell you that I told the kids I was going to be teaching them... I was one of the teachers teaching sex ed. And one of the students said, yeah, because when we think of sex ed, we think of Miss R. I was like, thank you. I
That didn't seem
appreciate
very
it.
nice.
Yeah.
Did you
it
slap
wasn't.
him?
No,
Did you spank him?
no, I showed him my boobs. No, yeah, I didn't do anything.
Were you like, well, at least I'm not in special ed, idiot?
No.
Lori had to think
I
about
cry-
her response to that one.
I cried in the bathroom. That's what I did. I was like, I'll show you guys.
Well, that's the worst. Not the worst thing that's
All
happened
right,
in
Jay,
that
what-
bathroom.
That's definitely not the worst thing that's happened in that bathroom. But Lori, I mean, Jay, you have what going on over the next couple of weeks? What can we look forward to?
I was actually going to pitch that I think this next episode of the Tea, we get through those stories that's on your list and just have a full Lauri episode.
No.
Isn't every episode just a full Lori episode?
It does seem to trend that way, but what do I got? I went to my nephew's birthday the other day. Yeah, I'm going to see a psychic for another tarot reading next Monday. So yeah, I got some things happening.
Do you actually buy into that stuff, Jay, or what's your relationship with that?
You know, I have fun during the process. And if something comes out of it, maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it's a fun process. This will be my third one in my life, and I'm just excited.
I'm going to do a tarot reading for you at some point.
Okay. Do you do them?
I do them. You didn't know this?
No, I'll take one. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Lori, what you have going on in the next couple of weeks?
I think I have a bunch of doctor's appointments. I just started taking medication for medically induced menopause.
Are you a 75-year-old woman?
We have fat camp. So
Oh, that's right. We do have fat camp, yeah.
we're working on our health, which is going okay. Yeah. So
Joe,
I'm
you got
going to a
anything?
bunch of movies. Oh, we're having a big dinner party and podcast recording at my cousin Natalie's house for Drag Race recap. And
am I invited or?
did you want to come? Okay. Did you want to drive to Whittier?
Sure. I got a tattoo on
You
Whittier.
just said no.
I said sure.
That's right, you did. Oh. All right, guys. Well, we're going to call it a day there. We'll see you next couple of weeks. Jay, are you getting nervous about getting to the Palm Springs on time?
No, I'm good. I just hope this recording works.